Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Nofara Aina binti Nur Azman and my matric number is 273422. I am the first presenter from our group, which is Group 5. Our group chose insider trading as our case. Insider trading is when insiders at companies were keen to take advantage of their preferred and greater access to non-public information to gain an illegal information lead over the market. However, getting the capital through unethical ways such as insider trading might reduce the confidence of these investors to invest in the company. Insider trading also can make innocent people who have to do all the dirty works for them go to jail or have to pay a fine. The case that we chose to relate with insider trading involved Transocean Holdings Berhad, THB. On 8 December 2015, Tan Swee Hock, Chan Ziyang and Cheng Seng Chow were accused under Section 370C read together with Section 1882A of Capital Market and Services Act. Tan Swee Hock were accused with 28 counts of insider trading as he was buying THB shares between August 20 and November 6, 2009, while possession of material, non-public details about a potential takeover bid for THB shares by Kumpulan Kenderaan Malaysia Berhad. The other two were accused with 15 counts of helping Tan Swee Hock, alleging that they assisted Tan Swee Hock in obtaining THB shares while in possession of inside information between September 9 and November 6, 2009. That's all from me. Thank you. For the analysis, we chose 3 other companies to compare with THB. The company are G Capital Berhad, GDEX and CJ Sentry. The first part of the analysis is the corporate culture. Datuk Syed Budris Putra, chairman of Transocean Holdings Berhad, mentioned that the group is still looking for methods to boost profitability with a strong emphasis on operational excellence, cost efficiency, and capacity optimization, as well as suitable branding strategies within Malaysia, Singapore, and Thailand. G Capital Berhad mentioned that they are devoted to create a sustainable, creative, and competitive marketplace that is responsive to the requirements of its stakeholder and considers critical social concern to help in the formation of best practices. GDEX mentioned that their vision are to become a leading role model in the logistics service industry by becoming a team of caring and passionate people, an organization with strong values and dynamic processes, empowering customers with cost-effective solutions and contributing to the community well-being, while their mission is to be dependable and professional express carrier in the countries where they operate. And lastly, as for CJ Sentry, they are committed to push for executing the highest standard of corporate governance, risk management, and internal control procedures while prioritizing responsible management and reducing environmental impact. We can see that among these 4 companies, GDEX has a better goal as they clearly state their vision and mission. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, I am Nur Fakira binti Muhammad Zamri and my matric number is 273556. Now, I will explain the company ethical safeguard and virtue. The first one is Transocean Holdings Berhad. The company code of conduct and ethic govern how its law and procedure are implemented, such as dealing with conflicts of interest, preventing abuse of authority, corruption, insider trading, and money laundering. The Code of Ethics outline the concept of honesty, integrity, responsibility, and corporate social responsibility. The next one is G Capital Berhad. All employee, even executive, must adhere to the company code of conduct. All commercial partnership must be founded on trust. The goal of the code is to define and control the fundamental value and concept that the company has adopted in order to encourage honest and ethical corporate behavior by and among its director, officials and employees, as well as to properly prevent wrongdoing and improper or illegal activity. Next, GD Express sendiri yang berhad. For the aim of evaluating director, the CNRC has developed ethical and value-driven. To address conflict of interest in the best interest of the group, the director must understand and adhere to the group belief, ethics and code of conduct. When making decision, the board must also maintain secrecy and consider shareholders and stakeholders. The last one is CJ Century Logistics sendiri yang berhad. The organisation is committed to creating an atmosphere in which all employees, customers, suppliers and visitors are treated with decency and respect. All personnel must adhere to the highest level of professional behavior. They must always act with honesty, decorum and propriety. And they must never do anything that might jeopardize the company reputation, general interest or property. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Ainun Farha binti Ismail and my matric number is 273485. I would like to present about whistleblowing policy and board of director for Transocean Company and other 3 companies. For whistleblowing policy, as we know, whistleblowing policy promotes both justice and openness. Whistleblowing policy for Transocean Holding Berhad, the company expects wrongdoing such as corruptions, frauds, major financial irregularities, as well as terrible mishandling to be revealed, and that appropriate action will be taken. The board will respond to the revelation in a timely and appropriate manner and will treat that accused wrongdoer fairly. For G Capital Berhad, the firm encouraged all workers to disclose genuine concerns about potential irregularities in an appropriate manner. The company will not accept harassment or victimization of anyone who has legitimate concerns. Anyone who makes disclosure will remain anonymous. For GDEX Sendiri Berhad, the company is committed to developing whistleblowing policy and procedures WBPP in compliance with the Whistleblower Protection Act 2010. It is guided by the following principle: maintaining privacy and anonymity, and ensuring clear communication about the reporting process and others. The goal is for all GDEX employees and stakeholders to come forward and express their concerns about malpractice by understanding the WBPP. For CJ Century Logistics Sendiri Berhad, the company has a strict zero tolerance policy for bribery, extortion, corruption, and embezzlement. The company will take all reasonable steps to protect the whistleblower's identity. The whistleblower may request that the company not reveal his identity to any company personnel.
Now, I will explain the anti-bribery and anti-corruption policy of the company. First, I will go through Transocean Holdings Berhad. Bribery and corruption are strictly prohibited at Transocean Holdings Berhad. The company's measures include doing a regular corruption risk assessment on its operations and personnel, implementing a training program for all employees, and reviewing and also updating the anti-bribery and anti-corruption policy on a regular basis. These criminal charges carry a maximum sentence of 10 years in jail and an unlimited fine. Next is G Capital Berhad. Bribery and corruption are not allowed at G Capital Berhad. G Capital Berhad use risk management, risk identification, risk reporting and risk assessment, and also risk monitoring to eradicate bribery and corruption in the company. Employees who break the regulation will risk disciplinary and legal action. Next is GD Express Sendiri Berhad. Following anti-bribery and corruption legislation, the corporation must uphold the highest ethical standards, honesty and accountability in all corporate activities and operations. Strict procedures and mechanisms have been put in place to monitor, detect and remove bribery and corruption in the company. Employees who violate the regulations will suffer disciplinary and legal consequence. The last one is CJ Century Logistics Sendiri Berhad. All bribery, corruption and prohibited business practice rules and regulations must be strictly followed by all firm employees. Internal control system and process will be audited on a regular basis to guarantee their efficacy in combating bribery and corruption. Any breach of this policy will result in disciplinary action, including dismissal and referral to the relevant government authorities. That's all from me. Thank you.
Board of Director. The Board of Directors is the governing body of a company, elected by shareholders in the case of public companies to set strategy and oversee the management. Based on the Malaysian Code of Corporate Governance (MCCG), the board comprises at least 30% of women directors. At least half of the board comprises independent directors. For large companies, the board comprises most independent directors. Board of Directors for Transocean Holdings Berhad. The company has a 5-member Board of Directors with a gender ratio of 100% male. There are 3 independent board members, making up 60% of the board. So the company did not follow the MCCG requirement. Board of Directors for G Capital Berhad. Same as Transocean Company, which has a 5-member Board of Directors with 100% male, and have 3 independent board of directors, making up 60% of the board, and the company also failed to follow the MCCG requirement. Board of Directors for GDEX Sdn Berhad. The company has a 10 members board of directors with 30% gender of female and 70% gender of male. There are 5 independent board members, making up 50% of the board. So, the company followed the MCCG requirement. Board of Directors for CJ Century Logistics Sdn Berhad. The company has a 9-member Board of Directors, which 11% gender of a female and 89% gender of a male. There are 3 independent board members, making up 33% of the board. So, the company fails to follow the MCCG requirement. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nuhuril Ain binti Muhammad Azlan and my matric number is 273634. Now, I will continue with whether or not our problematic company has a lower disclosure quality. Based on the observation that has been made, we can see that GDEX has better ethical disclosure and corporate governance than the other 2 companies. As stated in its policy that this company has a clear code of ethics establishing whistleblower policies and procedures in accordance with the Whistleblower Protection Act 2010 and also has an anti-bribery management system to help the organization eliminate and discover corruption through several measures and process against the culprits. Conversely, Transocean Holding Berhad is not one with a lower level of disclosure. The concepts of honesty, integrity, responsibility, and corporate social responsibility are guided by the company's code of ethics. This company's code of ethics is to be fair to all employees and to avoid abuse of power, corruption, insider trading, and money laundering. Concerning the whistleblowing policy, the company choose to reveal misconduct such as fraud, corruption, and others, and then take appropriate measures to guarantee justice and accountability to all stakeholders. Lastly, the company conducts all of its operation in the quality of being honest and ethical manner, and it is also quite strict in dealing with corruption and has high moral standards. As a conclusion, based on a comparison of the ethical disclosure quality and corporate governance of companies that have not been involved in a court action, the 3 companies, which is GDEX, CJ Century Logistics Sdn Berhad, and G Capital Berhad, have good ethical disclosure quality and governance. But GDEX has better disclosure quality corporate governance. Employees who find corporate misbehavior and choose to bring it to the attention of law enforcement agencies and the media are guided by an external whistleblowing policy. This demonstrates that in the face of the WBPP, GDEX dared to come up to disclose the irregularities that occurred and take any consequences or unfair treatment. Additionally, Although the top director of Transocean Holding Berhad, the company is facing criminal prosecution, this company presented that it is not a company with a lower disclosure quality compared to other companies. On the other hand, the accusations against this corporation have also been dropped. Overall, even though every organization in the logistics sector has a clear and systematic policy, there are some improvements that should be made to minimize the possibility of unwanted incidents. Among this is the necessity for Transocean Holding Berhad to develop its vision and mission, even if its board set clear targets to boost the company's profitability. It informs employees about the organization's mission and the core values that guide its operation. Meanwhile, the three companies that are not involved in any court case and have a good disclosure policy should also be monitored by each executive or director from each company. This is to ensure that they have a policy that is constantly updated in order to be more effective. That's all from us. Thank you.